Oh my god. Why? Why did it do that? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, there goes all my introduction not actually being heard. Okay, let's try this again. Hi, I'm Twyla Twee. I made some tea and I hope you came to play a game with me. So I don't know what happened. Well, okay, I do know what happened. I updated my computer and like the Wi-Fi and the mic wasn't being connected. It was fine with my Discord like hangout when we did some D&D, but yeah, so a lot of my things are messed up. So I'm sorry if you didn't hear any of that because it wasn't connected to my mic. Anyways, I'm playing the second part of I'm a Secret Root Tree. Well, okay. Actually, the game is really called The Root Trees Are Dead. I'm playing the second part. If you are interested in playing this game, I would respectfully say, hey, don't watch. A lot of spoilers in this one. Um, Definitely a lot of spoilers. So, um, so yeah, because we're in the second part right now. We're kind of looking into the scandals of this family called the Root Trees. So I already have the family tree filled up at the top. Um, so yeah, just wanted to point that out that there's a lot of spoilers. Also, I worked a fashion show yesterday. It was a lot of fun. A lot of it was volunteer. Hang on, Kitty, stop. She keeps trying to claw the crap out of my hands right now. She needs her nails clipped again. She's in a playful mood and she has all her toys downstairs, but I'm upstairs. So she's getting like zoomies, but wants to just attack my hands. So she's being frisky. Anyways, yeah, so I did a fashion show. Can't tell you what it is. It would totally tell you where it is because there's only one of these. And it was its first year of doing, so the inaugural fashion show. But it was a lot of fun. I was really glad to be there. Definitely have some edits for next year of where to get volunteers for what would be helpful. But yeah, so anyways, my brain's already fried, but let's play a huge puzzle game to fry my brain more. Let's go. Okay. Testing, testing. I see my mic bouncing and I see the game playing. Great. Love it. Everything's working now. Brilliant. Um, one more moment. I'm going to pop out this chat. There you go. So I can see everyone. Or anyone that wants to make a comment. Did I lose my... Come on. Oh, I see. Okay. We're getting this all set up. Alright, let's continue with this game. Let's see what I remember. So this guy got funky with a lot of people, had a lot of kids, except for with his own wife. No kids there, which is really rough. But the original guy had one affair, and the Christian man guy also had an affair. I just don't know why they didn't consider her military, but this is just a guess right now, and then that's a baby. I mean, obviously. So, cool. So I figured out it was her because she made a book that was like glorifying this man. So definitely someone who had a crush, maybe a little obsession. Elias, there. This apparently has 8 clues in it. 8 intuition clues. Like, This is supposed to be some hot goss. But I can't. I mean, it's an article missing a lot of pages. So, apparently has a lot of photos that Cicely did not own the rights to publish. And it has a Root Tree's lawyers. What if I did Guy Hudson on no, it just tells me this demonic fish toy. I'm trying, how do I figure out the title of this book? That's the thing I think would really get the ball rolling. Maybe if I do library. Probably have her name somewhere here. Yeah. Book title, Guy Hudson. Nothing. Huh. Right. What about portrait of a changed man? I feel like I've done that one already. Man who woke up after being saved from drowning in a backyard pool and became an entirely different person. Included our interviews. Like, can I get a print of this? Copy? I feel like this is very important, but it's not letting me have it. So what's the other book? Catholic Church claims he was told by God he should travel to Thailand and began to preach. Goal to convert 10,000 people. The book tells his version of the story, but the author also traveled to Thailand to investigate his claims. Talk with some of the so-called converted. Thailand? I doubt it's anything. No. Okay, so. I don't know then. I did spell it right, correct? Yeah. And then we already looked this up, correct? Yeah. Ah, why did it erase it? I wish it didn't. I mean... what if I did spider search? Oh, really? And nothing for foreign gospel either? No. Okay, 1979. When was this? Oh, 1999? Oh, this is recent, because that 1999 is this year. Huh. Unreleased book. Ayla's root tree secrets. What if I... Never mind. Oh, there is an S. Does that matter? I don't know. Gosh. This fact has led some people to speculate the night he died in a car crash. He was drunk or impaired us away. Gosh, these lawyers are rawr. Fancy flavors. Nope. Nothing new. Well, the evidence we have. So there's still 5 more intuitions here. Okay. Only 2 months. About Samantha's fathers and the struggles they faced was compelling that to take down the hypocrisy of Ayla's retreat was deserved. However, many took umbrage with the timing of the release and the tone of the book, which seemed vindictive. Ruchi calmly scrambling to release a statement. This confusing move was referenced in popular culture due to late last night about indecisionistics, I don't know, but more traditional analysis have been calling it the root tree rift. Right, yeah, we kind of read through this. Legit together. Oh, it just keeps it that way. Is number 5 or number 3 give a search? No. Okay. What about... Okay, hang on. What if we do... Let's look up the book, right? It would be at the bottom. Sam Madsen. Can I, like, look at it, maybe? 6 pieces. Unwrapping America's Sweetest Family. Oh, I did get something from that. Great. Okay. Sam's book has a few different pages about her own history with the company and the rumors and gossip she collected during that tenure year. She ran the farm for a period starting around 1968 after the death of Ayla's root tree, till her daughter Gwyneth took it over in 1984. Most of the relevant rumors coincide with the reign of Guy Hudson, who took over as president in 1978. Sam was very much not a fan of Guy, and according to 6 Pieces, it was an open secret within the family that Guy was very much not a fan of faithful to his wife, Patricia. Yeah. Many of their hires at the time were young, single women, and guys spent a lavish amount of money on private parties. This was 20 years ago, and Sam warns that most of it's hearsay. Still, you find the following information that may be relevant. Ah ha 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 ha. One of Sam's farm supervisors, his name Elizabeth. Elizabeth had a daughter Sam never met, but who has worked as one of the guy's secretaries. Okay, Elizabeth had a daughter, but the daughter worked for Guy. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from a local restaurant called This met her daughter at one of Guy's parties. And they eloped quickly due to a pregnancy. Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Rumor has it that her daughter showed up with Guy and didn't seem comfortable switching partners. Oh man, okay. Guy's main positive contribution to the company involved expanding to market previously untapped by Retreat. However, when he went on trips overseas, they were often for weeks at a time. And Guy was known for spending more time and money on unofficial business than meetings with distributors and manufacturers. It was said that he bribed at least one politician to open a factory in Brazil. There's also a section where Sam speculates that Alias may have cheated on Gwyneth. Oh, yeah. I guess this would have been like the big hint of who's the one. Gwyneth was always much kinder to Sam than Alias was the first to invite Sam to family events. While she had no hard evidence, Sam always got the impression that Gwyneth was able to coerce Alias and allowing Sam back into the family using some kind of leverage. Instead of it being a natural course of events. She mentioned that Alias and Gwyneth were known to loudly argue, sometimes about another woman. Sam also says her son, Ernie, once asked, "Who's Beth?" because he overheard them yelling about someone with that name. As far as Sam knows, Alias once had a secretary named Elizabeth, a different Elizabeth than the supervisor from the farm, but she never met her. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that would have told me a lot, but I already kind of figured it out. Okay, so there's an Elizabeth. And then this here. The large number of Italians from it, not because it's a chain, but because it seems like a common name for Italian restaurants. Okay, more local source. Okay, I could do that. I can look up Butler County. Toninelli's is an Italian restaurant, and it has been in the Butler County Times twice. Most recent time was when it closed in 1992. The owner, Rochelle Zimmer, sold the land the building was on, and at the time of the article, she was unsure if the restaurant would move to a new location or if she would retire. Many years before that, there was a puff piece from Valentine's Day. Aha, that's during Guy, I think. That's recently married residents of Butler County, how they met. Christine Garland responded. She and her husband Steve, who was chef, met years ago when she delivered produce from her mother's farm. Steve used to work extra hours just to be there during her deliveries. Although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers, they reconnected by chance and eloped at the end of last year. Now she has a bun in the oven, and they're both working as much as they can. She's a secretary, but went back to delivering produce on the weekends, trying to save up money to move to Boston and open their own restaurant. 1978. Let's see. Yeah, this is in this timeline. So maybe... okay. so... Hmm. Oh, wait. Is it Elizabeth? Elizabeth, maybe Williams, because they probably hit it that she's a root tree. Farmer, right? Maybe? Yeah. And then would be... Wait, what was her name? And then I searched it, and her name was Christine Garland. So, oh, well, would that be Christine Garland? No. I don't know, actually. Well, okay, so this was from 1978. If we go back to this one. Christine Garland. Okay, so we might need to go back one. Christine Farrow. Okay. This is Garland. Maybe Garland. I scrolled by it. There you go. And then it said on the search, Steve. Okay, maybe. But this is saying 2 babies, so I'm a little iffy on that one. It might be like here. I don't know. They need a picture. Business watch? No. Okay. None of those. Okay. I doubt this is really anything, but... No. Okay. From her mother's farm. Christine Garland. From her mother's farm. Oh, they adopted their grandchild. So this would have been maybe 1 year, so it would have been a retirement party? Well, I guess there could be one in before she left. Christmas tree bash? I want to look at that book. Elizabeth had a daughter who Sam never met, but who worked as a caterer from a local restaurant. Met her daughter at one of Guy's parties due to pregnancy. Elizabeth wasn't aware that the party was for swingers. Positive contribution. One politics of Brazil. And then Gwyneth. Once had a secretary named Elizabeth, but she never met her. So could this be like Elizabeth Williams had her daughter Garland, so... But it says John Doe. And that's the thing I'm confused about, because she said her husband's name was Steve. Okay. A different Elizabeth from the farm. Okay. So not the same one. Last name would have been, oh, Williams, right? Williams. And then had an Elizabeth. And she was a secretary, right? Oh, wait. I had that already. Just kidding. Well, it said he had a... Oh, this is probably... Okay, hang on. Not Williams. But, no, Williams. Yeah. And then actually his secretary. So this is not anyone yet. But now we just need a name to the secretary. So this one is... One of these is Christine Farrow. She was the secretary. So we're not sure who that would be. Well, she did an interview. It didn't say anything about splitting up yet. Okay. Okay, so we got a Elizabeth, probably Williams. Okay. Elizabeth, so not connected to anything Virtues, but had a daughter. Guy's secretary. According to Elizabeth, a caterer from a local restaurant called Antonelli's. Met her daughter at one of Guy's parties, and they eloped quickly due to pregnancy. The party was for swingers. So this Elizabeth, Farmer Elizabeth, Dawes showed up with Guy and did seem comfortable. Oops. Okay. We're young single women. Hey, there's her father. Okay. There's 3 here. Susan Ford has to be someone he hooked up with. And Gwyneth Madsen, that wasn't this one, was it? No. Lots of parties, lots of parties. Still. I think she did because she got a lot of money. Okay. Recently married. Okay. Maybe they could have split. Boston restaurant. What if I search her? No. What if I... Nothing for her. Okay. Wonder what the restaurant. End of last year. So 77? Was there a party? Just so Zach Morden retirement party. Well, Blinger. No, okay. The upside down pineapple. So we found everything here. This is not useful. Gotcha. There's 2 hints here. She left. So maybe these are like new people he might be interested in. Really? Okay, well, she is a part of something. It was this bonus that's on the next page, actually. Can we... Rafter Tunes? Her phone number you could dial before making one. Receive a discount. The TV spots starring celebrities, radios. okay. Hmm. A 78. Can we just look up these names? Anything come up there? Oh. We're harassing her. People showed up at a car dealership where she... Yeah, okay. She's coming up at... Accuse her being a non-mom. Still in middle school, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. But she wasn't on anything else? Interesting. Nothing else. Okay. Satisfied with that. What about these two? Nope. And you? Nope. Okay. Great. Elizabeth Farrow. Elizabeth Farrow? No. Elizabeth Farrow. There's Christine Farrow. Interesting, we had a Christine Farrow and Elizabeth Farrow. Sister? No. Doris Mays? No. Huh. Sam? No. And Emily? No. Okay. Okay. Linda Lewis? No. Angela Ingram? Also no. Catherine Garrett? Also no. Emily Seinfeld? Emily Barnes? What about Emily Barnes in... Don't let me do that. Okay. No, okay. Okay. Business watch? No. Gosh, so much money. That was the big one that Ford got him to... Yeah. Says has one. Douglas Rosenberg. No? Why was he rehired? That's the only one that's been rehired. No? Okay. Work time temp. Oh, really? Amy Sutton? Is this just telling me about the Ford part? Yeah, I think she's part of the tree. I think she might be the last affair. But how do I find that again? It was 10,000 a month day. Who's that? No? Really? I don't get to search for him at all? Been in the company for 50 years? Okay, what was the Grand... Right. And then it was the Hudson Wing. Miss Ford. So what fill in with details? For main school before Hudson Wing to surprise her future husband who was deaf. What about... Oh, Grand Door School the Deaf. Oh. Okay. What about Grandorf? Can we just search him? No. Okay. Nothing for just Grandorf, right? Spaces didn't matter. Okay. Search periodicals. Ah, found something. Graduate School of the Deaf has made a few odd appearances here and there in the Butler County Times since 1990. It's not too many that you can't look at them all. And so after scrolling through a few pages, you managed to find something incredibly useful in the article that isn't focused on school self. The local students provide key evidence in scientific study. March this year, that the Ford sisters, who attend public school in Butler County, are one of only a handful of identical twins in the world who suffer from two different genetic issues. One of them has asthma, and the other one has deadly allergy to peanuts. Miss Susie Ford, who's principal at the Newport Graduate School of Deaf, was originally contacted by researchers looking to identify if there were any sets of twins where one was born deaf and the other was not. While she didn't have any twins attending her school, she asked if her daughters, Melissa and Heather, could be useful, and it turns out they were. She says they couldn't be more different. My aunt, we all call her that even though it's only about 50 minutes, is shy, but essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. Asthma has kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of extrovert. Performing local production Is There a Life After High School later this year. The article includes a picture of girls added to your evidence. Twins. Oh man. Oh, first name. Okay, she said, which one is... Okay. It's a Melissa and a Heather. Hi. EpiPen. This photo accompanied an article about scientific studies about the four twins were used as part of a nationwide study of how allergies and other diseases affected twins differently. So, okay. So I don't think Ford is her last name. Okay. Could be more different. My youngest is shy, but essentially has... So, the inhaler... Okay, EpiPen is younger. EpiPen is younger. Right? My youngest, we'll call her that. Okay. Is there life after high school? A game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnson was in musical theater all 4 years of high school. Surpassed popularity the rest of the musical The Kid Inside. Deals entirely with traumas and nostalgia secretly. Thought of it was local. Okay, I also want to check this guy. Oh. Okay. It's old, so. Nope, okay. Let's put this in. Heather Ford. So Heather Ford was in the performance. Okay, Heather is the asthmatic. And then Melissa. Okay, and then this musical was... So they're in high school. Okay. So they're students. Well, I guess she would be a principal then, right? Okay. Right. So... shy, but essentially hasn't stopped running the moment she learned to scamper. So Melissa scampers. She's the runner and younger by 15 minutes. Okay. Have just sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of extrovert. Okay. students provide. What if we... Can we look in that one? No? Really? Okay, maybe not. Excuse me. Oh, gotcha. So this is the article. Okay. Periodicals, maybe? Oh no, it just says that again. Okay. Okay, and then I did the Is Their Life Out of High School? Butler County. I think that's it, right? Okay. How do we get your face? Okay. Ford Sisters? What if I do Ford Sisters periodicals? Times? No. Okay. Business Watch. That is that. No. Team Blast. No. Okay. So we just don't know. So technically she's like a principal, so... I mean, you would think it would have her picture on the website. So... What if I do this? It's an older name. Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay. Avalanche use fund. You almost miraculously discovered one use was the center of the crime article from 1982. It seemed that someone defaced the school and vehicles outside the brand new Hudson wing of the school. There was multiple broken windows, and one of the teacher's cars was painted with profanities and accusations of infidelity. A few weeks later, a follow-up article provides more details. There was one arrest, Thomas Hughes, who was yeah, that word. A former student at the school. Apparently, the destruction came weeks after he married the school's newest teacher, Mrs. Hughes. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. According to the reporter's investigation into the report's trials and restraining orders, Mr. Hughes was convinced that he was not the father of Mrs. Hughes' current pregnancy. Released on bail, the school was agreed not to press criminal charges after an agreement was made to pay for the damages. The couple began the divorce. Thomas Hughes and Mrs. Hughes and the Hudson wing have all avoided... Thomas Hughes, is it? Okay. What about Hudson Wing? well, never mind. Thomas Hughes. That it? What if you are also... Were you part of, Eve? Were you a part of this? At all? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so I just need her face. Apparently there's two... That would have been her name, right? Susie Hughes? Susan. Stop it. No, but... Really? So, he defaced a lot of her stuff. So nothing else here? It's gonna show up this, yeah. Damn. Just need her faith now. See, it's our bio. Why doesn't it have a picture of her? My kitty. Okay. Anyone name Hughes? Maybe just making sure I don't have that messed up, but gosh, I'm like so close to getting a couple more of these locked in. I don't think that's her, but oh, is this also twins or just... Oh, there's also another set of twins here. But it said 82, so this has to be the last one. Oh, twins run in his family. His sister's a twin with him. Oh, that would have given that away also. I mean, if that was Christine Farrow. This is gonna be really hard to get pictures from. I don't know why that's not locking in though. Oh, okay. What other clues do we have? So this is Susan Ford again. So I can't. Excuse me. Oh no, can we look this up? No, nothing? Okay. So it doesn't say anything else. What about if I do Miss Ford? Nope. No, nothing? Oh, there's a period that's not supposed to be there. Really? For over 15 years. So 82. Yeah, I mean, just 2 years. Yeah, okay. Anything else? It's like not in Business Watch? Just in Butler County Times. Okay. And then this. Can't be anything else? Okay. And then this was... Nope. Fuck. This was... Just let me search it. This. Well, there was a divorce. Was that showing a divorce? Yeah, split up. I need a picture of her, though. Oh, you know what? Are you Susan? Oh my god, that was Susan. Found it! Susan, Heather, Melissa, Carol Jones. Baby. Okay. Garland. Stephen Garland. We just need a picture. So this is to Garland. There's twins. Okay. This is not great. Not Sterling. Mary Beth Quaker. What if I type in that? Why does that look weird? It's not. Do I mean not the hyphen? No. Okay. Oh, this one is one lower now. Cool. Love that. There's only one on each. So what do we... I am interested in this Decker. I had a Decker on the list, don't I? Like a Decker over here. But who's the lady? I don't know, it just felt like it was a Decker. This one? Garland. Right. So we need to figure out what happened to Christine Garland. And then that was in her book, right? Okay. They had twins. They had a restaurant. It said something about a restaurant. Okay, hang on. Let's go back to this. Move to Boston. Open up their own restaurant. What restaurant would they open? No. Okay. What about Business Watch? No. Nope. Nope. If we could find this restaurant. Steve Garland, maybe? Oh! Okay, Steve Garland's mentioned a couple articles. The first was the article how he met his wife Christine when he worked. Second from months later in September, a listing for his weekend cooking class, Gourmet for the Groovy. Blur mentions that he's giving lessons from his home kitchen for the last month so that he can keep an eye on his son. Just one child? Okay. The third was from 1991. Is titled Local Author Sued by Former Butler County Press. Local author by the name of Mark Zimmer was sued by Garland after Garland saw Kitchen Tales on Oh. His recipe book was partially plagiarized from the recipes that Steve Garland would give his students during his cooking lessons before he moved. Although recipes are hard to copyright, Garland accompanies each recipe with short fiction about how he learned it. These usually doubled as a way to remember certain ingredients. Garland's bean salad, for example, involved making a trade with a gnome for some magic beans. Word for word of Zimmer's cookbook. Addition to... Oh. Okay, so he has just a son. Just a son. So... Well... But he's okay here. Oh no. Wait, now I'm confused. Just his son? Okay, what did we do? What did we search this? Nope. Okay. Okay. Nope, same one. Okay. Okay, can we just... Nope, and then... Can I just... periodically... Fountain? Nope. No? Okay, then it must be something else. Oh. Zimmer. Mark Zimmer. Kitchen Tales. Highlight. And then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do Mark Zimmer. Kitchen Tales. garnishing the truth. Okay. Garnish. I don't know how to spell garnishing. Oh, really? Right. Did I not spell it right? No? Okay, what about, cookbook credited to Garland and Zimmer. It was released in 1994. Actually quite successful at the duo appeared to promote it on a date. Printing sense. According to the book review, the recipes are accompanied by stories that can help her. Okay. So Garland and Zimmer. But that's probably how we get his face, maybe? Okay. Okay. Steve Garland. Okay. Garland and Mark Zimmer. Garland. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh gosh, okay, well maybe if I type that right. Okay, introductory books and series acknowledgements received. The first is Christine, thank you for everything. Your support means the world to me. You're the apple of my pie. James and Robert, you're becoming amazing men and incredible chefs. Guess I'm a good teacher. Finest to Mark Zimmer. You proved my storytelling approach to recipe could be popular. Without you, this book couldn't exist. There's also a foreword by Mark Zimmer. I first met Steve in 1978 when he taught a cooking class. The next time I saw him was over a decade later when he was suing me for stealing his recipe. Yes, really. So you might wonder what I'm doing in this introduction. Well, it turns out that Steve and I have more in common than we thought. Instead of settling in court, we settled at McCarran's brew house over a game of darts. He said they gave us the first drink of the night free for an entire year for mentioning them. By the end of the game, he and I agreed with money rather than spend a ton of money on that. It's pretty rare to meet your best friend so late in life, but when I decided to retire, I moved to Boston just so we could hang out. So if you're browsing this book in the book... Okay. So the kids are James and Robert. And then we don't know who's first, but you know, Robert, James and Robert, and they're both a chef. So we're getting there. Okay. I bet if we look up this brew house, we will find a face soon. Bar's been around. Besides, there's a list of famous people who drink there, including former president, not of the retreat, Kennedy. There's television shows and books that have mentioned Carnes, as well as show that came up. One of them is Garnishing the Truth, which sites say Stevie G wrote a book about food. We preferred cocktails, but he gave us a shout out. His kids joint Fry Die and then swing by to meet. Popular restaurant in Boston, they don't have a website. Review explains that it's not full restaurant, just a front door and very small interior with wood. Usually the restaurant only serves vegetables, but a lot of reviews say that in spite of that, it's delicious. My Boston homepage. Whoever runs the page seems to just link random sites related to Boston. Tell personnel anecdotes related to Boston and gives their relatively short opinions on things Boston. Wickedly overrated. I saw a chef's signature, so I went, and there's a huge line, and it didn't have a single meat. Okay, chef's signature. Great. There's that. Just okay. Okay, let's do Friday on Chef's signature. Okay. For Friday, less than a year ago, right around the time you were doing your initial investigation. The chef's signature tends to focus on the restaurant, and like the magazine names imply, each restaurant leads to one main dish. Samosa cone. Okay. So you are the twins. Do we know who's who? No, but we'll find out. Chef's Signature, a nationally published magazine targeted towards fans of unusual restaurants, featured James and Robert Garland on the cover of their 98 issue. According to the article, the two brothers own a small walk-up window in Boston called Tie-Dye. Play on the tie-dye shirts that the servers wear. Fair enough. Exclusively serves vegetarian dishes. Most offerings are heavily inspired by powerful spices found in Thai and Indian food. Hudson went to Thailand, I think. Their signature dish is the samosa cone, which from a distance almost resemble a traditional ice cream, complete with waffle pattern. Instead, it contains fried potatoes, pure peas, carrots, and a signature ginger-based sauce. Robert, who is 3 years younger than James. Not twins? Not twins. Not twins? Okay. Robert is... Oh, I picked right. Great. Has left him delegated to wear the sous chef jacket his whole life. He doesn't mind. As a result, James answers most of the interview questions. James credits his love for food, his culinary skills to their upbringing. Most kids hate vegetables growing up, but they don't have parents like we did. My father was a chef, and my mother grew up on a farm that supplied his restaurant. That's how they met. I don't have any memories from the farm or anything like that since we moved here before I could talk, but they told me stories. My dad's a great storyteller. He wrote a book that partially helped fund Friday. When we moved, they were looking to open their own restaurant together. Unfortunately, they never got it off the ground. His line cook gig ended up being less temporary than he hoped. She had to go back to work as secretary, even after Robert was born. Before we were old enough to go to school, we spent our days with my aunt. In the diner where he worked, my dad had no room for experimenting, so he exercised his skills at home on his days off. We'd always go shopping and cook as a family on those days, and even though we were hyper kids running around and causing a ruckus, those were some of our family's favorite memories since we were all together. Mom always had the eye for the best vegetables for him to work with, and she did her best to pass that on us. According to the article, their parents, who are now retired, visit Friday often. They even have a signature dessert, the Sistine apple. Apple pie has always been my mom's favorite. My dad has always had a stupid line he used to make her laugh involving apple pie. Most people realize it's a Sistine Chapel pun, assume that is all there is to it, but it's actually secretly named after them. Sort of. Alright. So, you wear the sous chef. Okay. Sous chef jacket. So Robert. And James. Right? Okay. Cute. She had to go back. Why did she have to go back? One. Done. She left. got? Chef's signature? No, okay. 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 So if I can type in Mark Zimmer. No. Okay, man. That was a lot of bouncing down. Nothing? Oh. Kitchen Tales maybe on? No. Gourmet for the Groovy? No. Can I just spider search it? I think I already did, but no. Oh wait, so keep an eye on his son. Where it was from 1981. 78. 78. Well, that's confusing. Hang on. She was pregnant when they got married. And then she got pregnant again 3 years later? Before he died? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. 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 Oh, wait about... He tried to sue stuff, right? Well, there's nothing really in here for suing, though. Okay, never mind. Okay. I wanted something else. Okay. Mark Zimmer. You are your own. Okay, Kitchen Tales was a story-based recipe book credited to Mark Zimmer. Some steps after featured on a morning talk show. The book released before the internet was widespread. Some mentions are rare. One book collector states that the publishers were unprepared for the demand, so it's unusual. Find an alternative medicine mentions that one could use salt water. switch out the salt water in the recipe for a mix of tooth. Tastes great. Okay. Plated loaf. Kitchen Tales is the book that combines. 1992, you found a scan of what stories. For 2 years, bakers Flora and Yates flirted. They grew their friendships, compared recipes, and knowledge. She loved his salt and pepper beard. He adored her rosy cheeks. They thought sweetly about one another, but he one day whisked away, conscripted to bake the army's bread. By the oil of the lamp, Flora's tears began to salt her bread. Recipe asked to render the combined flour, yeast, sugar, olive oil, and rosemary combined salt and water together, mix and whisk through doors to foam. Met again, seemingly by fate, Flora's unique dough had earned King's personal bakery. Yates has found success as well. He baked for the kingdom's 45 diplomats. Earned Dutch Isles with a gift. Unbaked loaves, he was sent to Palace Bakery to teach a method that required no kneading. Oof. 10 to 12 hours. Years, then spread it out. Let's sit for 45 diplomats on flour baking sheet. No kneading. 450. Okay. Distraught, she felt as if she was torn in two. She had not been made aware of the gift and had already prepared buns for the palace ovens. She wished to greet Yates warmly, but was struck by fears that he would be unable to bake with her, that she faced retribution for being unprepared. Yates adding more salt to her dough. Across the top of only one of them. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he had like thorough stories. If they did not solve her predicament, they'd missed their final chance to bake together. In the end, instead of wallowing in the present, they worked together to shape the future. Roll and twist the pieces to intertwine. Take the twist and wrap around the inside. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, what? How does this help? How do I have an intuition about this? I don't know how that helps. What was it? Garnishing. I am confused. Garnishing the truth. Still don't have a picture of her though. This is still missing pages. 6 pieces. It's got 3 more. Right. Okay. Overseas, weeks at a time. I'll speculate Smith's cheated. Yeah. Alias once had a secretary named Elizabeth. Right, which is what I think this one is. And then I find this one, though? This one will be hard. What about Elizabeth Williams? No. Elizabeth Williams. Can't even. Well, Fruit? No. Okay. Guess it would be obvious if it was. Okay. Can I not search it like? No. Okay. Elizabeth Williams? What was her name? Bess Williams, right? Okay. Bess Williams. Okay, wait. Who's Beth? So I do think he hired his daughter as secretary. Oh man, okay. I just need one more collection, I think. Christine Farrow. Christine Garland. I don't know. Okay, so if I can just get the name of their shop. My Boston homepage. Okay, no. Oh, wait. Wicked. Bays, things. The store located in Boston. Describe swarm bees. Hunts on the website. It's Pleasant Bays. For all yellow jacks. Oh, well, nothing here. Okay. Well, there was that, and then there was this. This just sounds silly. Can I just search Boston? Okay, nothing in Boston. This really wasn't anything? Damn. Oh, wait, where does it go? What did it do? Huh? Okay, no, I wanted to go back to branching the trees, I guess? Okay. Oh, I I wanted okay, no, that's not what I wanted. I want to know what their restaurant was called. Excuse me. And then this wasn't his store. What was the... There's something here. Those kids... When they moved, they were looking to open their own restaurant. Oh, never got off the ground. Never mind. With their aunt, okay. Sistine apple. Nope. Okay. Okay. Gosh, I'm really struggling here. Well, what if I look up their names? Robert? James? Nope. Alright. Screw that, I guess. What if I do... No? It's just this one. No? Okay, never mind. Nothing extra there. Okay. I can't get her picture. Nothing? No, that's alright. It's Mark Zimmer? Nothing there. She can go into music or anything? Okay. No, fuck. I was hoping when you look up the book you would see a picture of the authors and stuff. From her mother's farm. can I get your face? She's not in Business Watch. Yeah. Is there nothing his chef's signature? Gosh, okay. Reminders. Caroline Morden's art book. She had a weird interview. That on here anymore? No, okay, we got all the inklings there. Telephoto. What we got? Is it because hers isn't locked in? Most people would call it lucky to go to an active war zone. It's a Clementine who lost an arm in Operation Deuce. Saber, according to the article, women were not subject to direct comment. Lisa was in a vehicle at the time. The vehicle had to pull over suddenly when the road ahead was partially destroyed. She and a fellow soldier were severely injured by a landmine. Is she like a mother now? It's like that's the only thing? She had a kid? I found you. You're her sister, right? Okay. Baby. Oh, he's got a little tie. I didn't see that. That's so cute. You're like housewife now? No. Okay. So we figured that out. Reminders. What else? I looked up that. I should have done. 5 his. I found him. Jane Doe root tree. Okay. Haven't straight up looked up Jane Doe root tree. Have I? Yeah. Ah, there we go. Her daughter Jane Doe root tree. First and only. So yeah, that's it. I think. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at you. Oh. Okay. This article, which did refer her daughter's Jane Doe, but did not coin the phrase anonymous. time shortly after Fiprez. Unlike women claimed to have had an affair with Guy Hudson while she was working as his secretary. I mean, she and another woman were hired at the same time during the transition period. Okay, wait. She and another woman were hired at the same time during the transition period. Ooh, I wonder who that is. Hang on. Hold that thought. So her. Oh. Okay. She was in the transitional period. So she's like the next day. Oh, that's the one that she was like, no, I'm not. Oh, I wonder if there was more, yes, of her in this. No? Yeah, okay. But Beatrice Watts. Are you Beatrice Watts? Might be Beatrice Watts. Maybe. Put Jane Doe anonymous? No. No, okay. And then maybe also Watts? Oh, last name. Okay. That might be why we still have a thing. There it is. I wasn't done reading this. Were hired at the same time during transition. Both underqualified. Liked to throw lavish parties, and the longer he was present, the more excuses he found. The anonymous woman posits that these parties mostly seemed to be an excuse to have after parties at Guy's home, featuring much more alcohol and other substances. She claimed she slept with him at one of these parties. She confronted Guy when she found out she was pregnant. Guy didn't seem fazed, and they came to an arrangement. He paid her a significant amount of hush money on a recurring basis under the table. Move away and start a new life with her daughter. Yep. When Guy died, the money stopped coming, and she assumed things had run their course. She went back to work at the department store and hoped that nobody would ever look too closely at how she paid for her house. She told everyone that her daughter's father walked out one day and never came back. She claimed that after seeing the fantastic article in News, she realized she wasn't the only one who that happened to. While she worked at the retreat company at the same time Fiprez and Joanna, the story seems eerily similar. She knows Felix was telling the truth right away. If Joanna, okay, yep. She never worked, okay. Highlight. Okay. The article presented no tangible evidence. Anonymous woman's time at retreat and all the payments were allegedly made in cash. However, using details that she provided to newsstands, reporters were able to reach out to the other woman hired at the same time, who also remained anonymous. The assistant fact-checked the timeline of both women and confirmed the existence of the case was strengthened and his... okay. So... hired at the same time, so she didn't work with Joanna. Okay. So Beatrice Watts. You're important. And I will also figure out if you're in any of these. Are you also a cook? Yeah. Okay. Because what that was. Okay, yeah, she would have been right after that. Yeah. So your name is Beatrice Watts. Christine Garland also was just right there. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Anonymom. Okay. Okay. Nope. You were just in this, that's all. Well. So she definitely had a daughter. It says she moved. Where did she move? And then Patrick Decker, he was hired after her. We do Gwyneth Madsen. Getting there. No, doesn't matter. Okay.